Hi, I'm Mitch Gallagher. Today we're checking out a new tube preamp and tube compressor from API. Let's get started. API, of course, is well known in the pro audio industry. They've been around since 1968, founded by Saul Walker, but incredibly, this marks the first release of tube products from API. Throughout this video, you'll be hearing this Telefunken TF11 microphone through both the preamp and the compressor, so you get an idea of what it sounds like as we change the parameters and so on. Let's take a closer look. Both the T25 and the T12 are 2 rack space units, and both are 2-channel units as well. We've got the T12 tube preamp down here, and on top we have the T25 dual-channel tube compressor. Now we can actually use that as a dual mono compressor, or we can link the 2 channels and use it in stereo. As far as I/O, on the back panel we have XLR inputs and outputs, as well as balanced TRS inputs and outputs. Let's begin by taking a closer look at the T12. I'm going to put headphones on here so I can hear what we're talking about as we're doing it. To begin, we have polarity invert, we have 48-volt phantom power, which of course I need with this condenser microphone, a 20 dB pad, drops our level down significantly, bring our level back up, and then we have the input level switch, which I have set for microphone at this point. We also have a high Z input on each channel, which is great for direct recording guitar and bass. One of the features that adds versatility to the T12 is this input impedance switch here, and that's adjustable from 500 up to 2500 ohms. Now this will make the biggest difference with a ribbon microphone or with a dynamic microphone. With a condenser like this, you won't hear as much change. But if we move to the 2500 setting, there is a difference in the tonality even with a condenser mic. We also have a high-pass filter here on the front panel. 60 Hz, 120 Hz, or all the way up at 250 Hz. This filter is great for controlling rumble that might be getting into the microphone, stand-borne vibrations, thumps, those sorts of things. We've got our input gain control, and we also have our output level control. And a great feature, of course, is the analog VU meter that shows us what's happening inside the device. Another cool feature is you can see the 12 AT7 tubes glowing inside the preamp. A big part of the tonality of the T12 is that we've got an API 2516 transformer on the input and a custom-designed API transformer on the output. Those transformers have a big effect on the sound of this preamp. Speaking of the sound, the T12 can do everything from pristine, transparent tonalities all the way up to crunchier, fat, thick, almost saturated tonalities depending on how you set the input and output controls. Now we're routing out of the output of the T12 into the input of the T25, and again we've got a lot of control here for shaping things. Moving up to the T25, we have plenty of control for shaping the compression response as well. The attack time control is an 11-step switch, and it goes from very fast attack, check, 1, 2, to slow attack, check, 1, 2. And that slow attack, of course, is going to let transients get through, give you more natural dynamic response. Let's turn that back to a medium setting here. Likewise, release time is an 11-step switch. We can go from very fast, check, test, to extremely slow, check, test. The input threshold control sets the level at which compression starts to occur, and we've got 4 different fixed ratios from 2:1 to 20:1. The makeup gain control allows us to compensate for the compression pushing the level down. And we've got switches over here as well. We saw the link switch, which joins the 2 sides into stereo. We can bypass the T25. It's actually a hard relay bypass, so you can completely bypass the compressor. And when we bring it back in, we're taking advantage of that tube output stage and the custom API transformer on the output as well. In shows us input level or gain reduction. Check, 1, 2. Thrust is a very interesting proprietary feature from API that they've had on some of their other compressors. And basically what it does is change the response so we have equal energy per octave. As you go up the octaves, the energy level stays the same. This adds increased punch to the signal. Great for drums, great for guitars, things that have strong transient response. So we can switch that in and out. DS is a built-in sidechain that allows you to DS the signal to control sibilants, S's, those sorts of sounds. Rounding out the front panel of the T25 is we have another one of those analog VU meters, which are so gorgeous. And again, you can see the tubes glowing inside the chassis as well. Very cool feature. The T25 and T12 are great looking processors, but they also sound fantastic. Again, everything from very transparent and pristine to that full tube warmth by cranking things up. Gives you a lot of versatility. You have a lot of control here on the front panel, and these are going to work great on any source. Everything from acoustic instruments to electric instruments. They sound phenomenal on drums and things that have strong transients. Versatile processors that bring a lot of tone to your studio. I hope you've enjoyed this look at the T12 tube preamp and T25 tube compressor from API. All new tube products from API, very exciting. They sound fantastic. You're definitely going to want to check them out. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Mitch Gallagher from Sweetwater.